Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video tutorial. Again, we'll be going over the elephant opening, but from this board onwards for the next 4 boards, we will be discussing the elephant versus pal corner cannon opening, which is a new opening system that became rather popular back in the 1990s and skyrocketed in the 2000s. So, without further ado, let us begin. Elephant opening. And this would be the recommended cannon to move for the pal corner cannon. Now with e3 plus 5, black chooses to play c2 equals to 4, choosing to develop his his right flank. This is one of the counters, less commonly seen nowadays, to counter the pal corner cannon. Now black continues with h2 plus 4. Now in this move, the idea is to develop the horse as a proper horse and increase the chances of creating a confrontation. Black could also play r1 equals to 2 for his next move to develop the chariot as a foul chariot. However, this horse would now become a target of attack for red, and black would have to give much consideration to this horse. Also, if h2 plus 1 were played, this would be a rather steadfast formation, but the efficiency of this horse could be debated. So black's counter attack would be slightly weaker as compared to the proper horse. Therefore, this move would have its pros and cons. So black targets the pal corner cannon. Black links the cannons up. 3 plus 1. Black protects the cannon. H8 plus 9. E7 plus 5. Now, this would be the dubious move in this position. The idea behind this move was to allow for black to play r9 equals to 6 to develop his chariot as a kingside chariot to command this file. However, this would result in another dubious position. Instead, the recommended move would be for black to have played r1 equals to 2 instead. Now, if red continued r6 plus 5, black can counter with c4 equals to 6 to adjust his formation to the cross palace cannon and target this chariot over here, and black can be very satisfied with this position. So e7 plus 5 is the dubious move for this board. As mentioned earlier, red will now target this horse by attacking his chariot in this manner. This was the weakness, and red immediately exploited it. p3 plus 1. Very nice move, sacrificing the pawn. If r6 plus 7 was played immediately, black could protect the horse in this manner. p7 plus 1. And black would now play c8 plus 1, preparing to push this pawn forward to attack the chariot, forcing it away. So red will suffer losses instead, because now he cannot push the pawn across the river, and black will gain a pawn across the river and also get to relax his position. So r6 equals 7 is not a good idea. Instead, red keeps his chariot in a safe line and sacrifices the pawn instead. p3 plus 1. Now would be the correct time to pressure the horse, and this would be the position of discussion for this board. Faced with red's threat of capturing the horse and also the pawn, there are two main variations that were discussed. The first will be r1 plus 2, the other will be r3 minus 2. In variation A, black chooses to protect the horse, as was his intention all along. However, this move is not good, as we will see, because after sacrificing the pawn, red will now have the option of making this move. He will not be in a hurry to capture the pawn. Instead, he will now threaten to gain material, forcing the horse to retreat. And red's earlier pawn was a pseudo sacrifice. Now red will command this file and be prepared to attack the elephant at any time, thus applying a lot of pressure on black's right flank. Develops a chariot. Red develops his right flank. c2 equals to 1, a very versatile move. Not only would this immediately allow his formation to come alive, Red will have many options to attack. One would be to capture the pawn and attack this flank. They could also move the chariot to develop it as a foul chariot. So Red's position just got from just improved dramatically. And Black chooses to trade pawns to free his horse for attack. Now if he plays c8 -2, again Red will apply, threaten the cannon. And once this happens, Red would have r7 +4, sorry, for attack to threaten the horse, etc. And Red will now mobilize the horse. Another option would be to play a c1 equals to 4 to attack the chariot. Red will have the initiative after commanding all the important lines. p7 +1, r1 equals to 2, c8 equals to 9, and Red will now mobilize his left horse for attack. Now, as can be seen, all of 6 red pieces were all very well developed with many options to continue. Now, this will add more pressure so that there are 2 pieces protecting the elephant and they cannot move, otherwise it would be a smothered cannon checkmate. +1, 7 +5, a good move. The horse is developed in this manner to attack for the elbow horse. +5, if not h5 +4 will spell a lot of trouble for Black. c2 +7. Red has the very clear initiative at this point in time. So if the horse moved, unless it retreated, Black could check and have all sorts of winning gains. So Red would have the clear initiative at this point in time. Now to variation B. h3 -2, Black compromises and relents from Red's attack. Captures the pawn. As can be seen, it is quite clear that Red would have a significant advantage. The many open lines for his pieces to be developed. Black changes the position of his horse. +1, very meticulous move. This allowing Black the chance to play r1 equals to 2, otherwise h9 +8 would threaten the Black chariot. And at the same time, this horse would now be limited in development, so Black would have wasted several moves, 1, 2, 3, to move the horse to a position where it cannot be further developed. +6, h2 +3, f6 +4. Black tried to put up some form of defense as he tried to bid his time. If he chose to push r1 +1, c8 equals to 7, and now a lot of pressure will be placed on this elephant. c2 equals to 1, threatening the cannon, moving away. Now it would be inappropriate to retreat the cannon, otherwise Red would be more than happy to trade cannons by capturing the edge pawn. If it captured, this would be immediate checkmate, immediate check, and Black could threaten to capture the horse. For beginners, let me show you. Okay, if this would happen, this would be a check, and Black could lose the horse. If you try to protect, this would be a fork. c2 +7, triggering cannon, p3 +1. Can be seen, Red has the advantage firmly in hand. He'll be attacking on both flanks, and Red would have a lot of trouble. A possible attack would also be c1 equals to 9. So Red has the advantage firmly in hand. So the reason for Black's downfall will be moving his elephant. This move earlier in the game, which was very dubious, he did not take care of the issue of this horse. So this red pounced the opportunity, managed a series of attacks, and was able to gain the upper hand. Now let us view this board from the eyes of black. Opening the corner cannon. So far so good for both colors. Protecting the cannon. HA +9, which is okay. Dubious move. Instead, R1 equals to 2 should have been played, whereby once the chariot was mobilized, black would have other options available. R6 +5, immediately pouncing and attacking the horse. P3 +1, P7 +1, a very brilliant good sacrifice. Applying pressure on the horse immediately is not a good idea, because after some maneuvering, black protects and he will play C8 +1 for this commonly used tactical combination to try to dislodge the offending chariot, and red will suffer losses instead. P3 +1, R6 equals to 7, R1 +2. Variation, this will be the position of discussion, and variation A, R1 +2. To 7, retreat, otherwise black could lose material, and red eliminates the black's cross river pawn in the nick of time. Patrol the riverbank, C2 equals to 1, a good move. P7 +1. If C8 -2, red will be red would have the initiative at this point. 2. After trading material, the horse will now attack, and red has a clear initiative. Variation B, C7 -2. Again, if black played this, red will jump the horse to the river, and the chariot will be forced back into the corner. So R6 +4 is a good idea. R1 +1 would not be a good idea, because there will be too much pressure being applied on the elephant. Red can play H9 +7, threatening to capture take the elephant by force, and there will be many things that black would have to worry about. C2 equals to 1. And red would have initiative. 1-2 pieces attacking this flank. There are not many good positions for black to move, and black's chariot still has trouble getting development, and red's other pieces are ready to go. Now, although there were no intense battles, confrontations on the board, but due to the fact that black had nonchalantly moved the elephant, this resulted in a dubious position whereby red was able to exploit. Therefore, one important lesson to learn from this opening is that when maneuvering material in the opening phase, the configuration of pieces, the coordination of formation, etc. are important factors that must be considered. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video. If you like the work that I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.